Welcome back, everybody. We're continuing on with the series on the pitch block by looking at the crystals effect type. Now, a quick little anecdote. I remember years and years ago when the Axe-Fx Ultra came out, watching a video. I forget who did the video, but I will try to link it in the video description if I can find it, of somebody playing with this crystals effect. And it absolutely blew my mind. I'm sure that one video probably sold a ton of these units because there was that H3000 Steve Vai thing happening in a unit that you could do amp modeling and a whole bunch of other cool stuff in that was actually affordable. And that kind of really piqued my interest with the Axe-Fx. And, years later, I ended up getting an Ultra to tour with. And obviously now, having upgraded to the Axe 8, I still like to play around with the crystals block quite a lot. So I've got the crystals connected after the amp and cab. Here's the dry guitar sound. And let's just turn it on and see what the stock settings do. So what's happening is we have a pitch shifter and a reverse reverb and this kind of like spliced crossfade thing happening. It's a pretty interesting algorithm without getting into it, because I actually don't really know what's going on. I haven't studied a block diagram for this thing yet, but we don't have to know how it works algorithmically to get a lot out of it. Here's one way to use the crystals block. Set the pitch to +12 on voice 1 and -12 on voice 2. We will pan them hard left and hard right in stereo, and it sounds like this. Another fun trick is to set them both to 12, and if you've watched the video on the detune block, we can apply a little bit of detune to each side, and it will sound a little bit wider. This is really fun. We can, of course, add some delay. Let's try 120 milliseconds. We'll go quite extreme to start with. Well, not really extreme, but not subtle would be a better word. We can also set these to particular rhythmic subdivisions. Let's try a dotted eighth and a quarter. Why not? That's a classic combination. And we can, of course, set these to different intervals. Let's try 7 semitones, so that's a fifth, and 3 semitones. So basically, this is going to be a minor chord. Turn those delays off. And I'm not going to do it in this video, I'll save that for another one, but you can combine this crystals block together with a reverb to get a shimmer reverb, which is pretty cool. There's also these splice parameters, which, let's have a listen to what they do. They basically control how long it takes for that crystally sound to kick in on each part of the spectrum. So we set that quite high. And we can also make this a non-reverse reverb. Increase the amount of crossfade sounds like this. can change the type of feedback type if we want this to bounce around. Increasing the feedback will control the amount of linger, basically. So let's have a listen to that, add a little bit of delay. And if we hook this up with a volume pedal, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be total sci-fi soundtrack. And you can spend hours and days and weeks and months meditating on this block. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's great when you combine it with other time-based effects. It's one of the reasons you should buy it's one of the reasons you should consider buying an AX8 just for one of those effects. I think it's worth the price of entry alone just to have the crystals effect, let alone everything else that's going on. If you like the video, please consider subscribing. There will be more to come. See you next time.